In a world where dreams often seem out of reach, our protagonist, John, was born into a world of struggle and adversity. John's story begins in a neighborhood where dreams often seemed like distant mirages. He was born into a family that had to count every penny, living in a place where the sounds of sirens and street chaos were as common as birds chirping in the morning. Yet, even in this harsh reality, a glimmer of hope sparked within John's heart. John's parents, despite their meager earnings, instilled in him the value of education. They knew it was the only way out of the cycle of poverty they were trapped in. The local school wasn't the best, but John made the most of it. He was a voracious learner, a sponge soaking up every bit of knowledge he could get his hands on. He was a beacon of light in a dark world, the embodiment of the saying, "Where there's a will, there's a way." His neighborhood, however, was a constant battlefield, a place where one wrong move could cost you your life. Yet amidst the pandemonium, John was an island of calm. He knew he was destined for more than what his surroundings offered. He saw the street crimes, the violence, the desperation, but he chose a different path. He chose the path of knowledge, the path of perseverance, the path of dreams. John's story is not just about survival, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. It's about the power of dreams and the strength of the human spirit. It's about the will to succeed, no matter how insurmountable the odds may seem. John was a boy with a dream to break free from the chains of his circumstances, a dream to rise above the noise and chaos, a dream to transform his life and the lives of those around him. Despite the obstacles, young John held on to his dreams. His hope was the light at the end of a seemingly endless tunnel. John's life took a turn when he met Mr. Thompson, his high school math teacher, a beacon of hope in his life of despair. A man of wisdom, Mr. Thompson saw a spark in John that no one else did. He saw a young man with a thirst for knowledge and an unyielding spirit that refused to be dampened by his circumstances. Mr. Thompson was not just a teacher to John, but a mentor, a guiding light who introduced him to a world beyond the confines of the ghetto. This was the world of numbers, of finance, of possibilities. He painted a picture of a world where success was not determined by the color of one's skin, but by the strength of one's mind. Under Mr. Thompson's tutelage, John discovered his affinity for numbers and the power they held. He learned about the stock market, about investments and returns, about risks and rewards. It was a dance of numbers, and John was a quick learner. But Mr. Thompson did more than just teach John about finance. He taught him about resilience, about fighting against the odds, about not letting the world define his worth. He instilled in him the belief that he could rise above his circumstances, that he had the potential to be more than what the world expected of him. With Mr. Thompson's encouragement, John applied for a scholarship at a prestigious university. It was a long shot, but John was determined. He studied day and night, poring over books and solving complex mathematical equations until his fingers were sore. And then, one day, the letter arrived. His application was accepted. He had gotten the scholarship. His hard work, his determination, his resilience had paid off. He was going to university. John's journey was about to take him to places he'd only ever dreamt of. It was the turning point in his life, the moment when he stepped out of the shadows of despair into the light of hope and possibilities. It was the beginning of a journey that would take him from the streets of the ghetto to the boardrooms of Wall Street. The university was a whole new world for John, a world that came with its own set of challenges. Imagine stepping into a realm where you're the exception, not the norm. Imagine having to fight twice as hard to prove your worth, to convince others that you're not just a statistic. This was John's reality as he navigated the hallowed halls of his university, a place that was supposed to be a haven of knowledge and opportunity. John was not unfamiliar with adversity, but the university presented a different kind of struggle. There was the overt racism, the subtle bias, the financial difficulties. It was a constant battle, not just against academia, but against a system that seemed designed to keep him on the fringes. But John, ever the fighter, refused to be sidelined. He poured his heart and soul into his studies, often burning the midnight oil, determined not to let the color of his skin dictate the trajectory of his future, and his efforts bore fruit. Despite the odds stacked against him, John excelled academically. He was not just a student, he was a scholar. His professors noticed, his peers noticed, even the doubters started to take notice. John was making his mark, and it was impossible to ignore. But his university journey was not just about textbooks and exams. It was also about networking, about making connections that would open doors for him in the future. And one such door led him to an internship at a Wall Street firm, an opportunity that would prove instrumental in shaping his career. The internship was demanding, the hours were grueling, but John was undeterred. He knew that every late night, every challenging task was a stepping stone towards his dreams. And so he persevered, he learned, he grew. He proved that he was more than capable, that he had what it took to make it on Wall Street. John was getting closer to his dreams, one step at a time. Stepping into Wall Street was like stepping into a battlefield for John. In the heart of New York City, Wall Street was a world away from the humble beginnings John knew. The towering skyscrapers, the sea of suits, the fast-paced, cutthroat environment. It was a world that didn't just demand excellence, it expected it. John's early days on Wall Street were a trial by fire. The competition was fierce, driven by the relentless pursuit of success. Every day was a new challenge, a new battle to be won. But John, he wasn't just fighting the market, he was fighting the system. A system that too often looked past him, underestimated him, simply because of the color of his skin. Systemic racism, it's an invisible but insidious obstacle. It attempts to limit potential, to stifle ambition, to shatter dreams. But John, he wouldn't let it. He was determined not to be another statistic, another story of what could have been. He was determined to rise, to prove that he was not defined by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character, the strength of his resolve, the depth of his determination. And rise he did. John navigated the turbulent waters of Wall Street with a steadfast resolve. He faced each challenge with grit and determination, refusing to be deterred. It wasn't easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. His hard work, his perseverance, his unwavering belief in himself soon paid off. John's first major success was a landmark moment, not just for him, but for all those who dared to dream, who dared to defy the odds. It was a success that echoed through the hallowed halls of Wall Street, that made him a recognized figure in the industry. John had made it to Wall Street, but his journey was far from over. The battlefield had changed, but the fight was far from finished. For John, this was just the beginning of a journey that would take him to the top, a journey that would leave a lasting legacy. It was the beginning of a story that would inspire countless others to dream, to strive, to overcome. Success on Wall Street is a steep climb, and John was ready to take on the challenge. Picture a mountain, its top shrouded in mist, the path to the summit full of twists, turns, and treacherous edges. That's what Wall Street was to John. A formidable peak to scale, but one that he was determined to conquer. John's climb wasn't just physical or metaphorical. It was a test of mental agility and emotional resilience. He had to navigate the complex labyrinth of Wall Street, where every decision had the potential to make or break his career. But John didn't merely survive, he thrived. He made strategic decisions that not only benefited his clients and his firm, but also pushed him further up the ladder of success. John's journey was punctuated by challenges, each one a boulder on his path, each one an opportunity for growth. He tackled them head-on, turning obstacles into stepping stones. He faced down the specter of systemic racism, refusing to let it dictate his destiny. He broke through the glass ceilings, shattering the barriers that sought to confine him. Every step he took was a testament to his perseverance, his unwavering belief in himself. He was fueled by an unshakable resolve, a burning desire to prove that he was more than the color of his skin, more than the circumstances of his birth. John's ascent was not a solitary one. He lifted others as he rose, mentoring young professionals, inspiring them to dream big, to reach for the stars. He became a beacon of hope, a symbol that success wasn't the exclusive domain of a privileged few, but the rightful reward of anyone with the courage to chase their dreams. And so, step by step, John climbed. Until one day he stood at the summit of Wall Street, a top executive, a trailblazer, a testament to the power of determination and resilience. John had reached the top, proving that dreams, no matter how big, are achievable. John's journey from the streets of the ghetto to Wall Street was not just about personal success. It was a tale of triumph that transcended the boundaries of individual achievement to become a beacon of hope for countless others. His story was not one of isolation, but of community, of shared struggle and collective upliftment. John knew the importance of giving back. He understood that his journey was not just his own, but was intertwined with the lives of those he left behind in the streets of his childhood. He knew that his success was not merely a personal victory, but a beacon of hope for those who still languished in the shadows of poverty and systemic oppression. With this understanding, he set out to give back to his community in a meaningful way. He initiated programs aimed at providing educational opportunities for young individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds. These initiatives were not just about providing resources. They were about instilling a sense of self-belief in these young minds. He wanted them to understand that they too could overcome their circumstances, that they too could rise above the limitations imposed upon them. But John didn't stop there. He used his position of influence to effect change on a larger scale. He advocated for policies that aimed at reducing systemic inequalities, at creating a level playing field for all, regardless of their background. John's commitment to mentorship was remarkable. He took under his wing many young individuals, providing guidance, sharing wisdom, and opening doors. In doing so, he not only shaped their futures, but also ensured the continuity of his mission. John's legacy was not confined to the walls of his office on Wall Street or the accolades he received. His legacy was etched in the lives of those he touched, in the dreams he inspired, in the change he brought about. John's legacy was not just about his success, but about the doors his success opened for others. He didn't just rise to the top, he brought others along with him. He didn't just break barriers, he shattered them and cleared the path for those who followed in his footsteps. John's legacy was not just about his success, but about the doors his success opened for others. John's journey is a testament to the power of dreams, determination, and resilience. He navigated through a world that was not designed for him, yet he carved out a path, his path. From the concrete jungle of the ghetto to the concrete towers of Wall Street, John's story is a symphony of perseverance and triumph over adversity. Each chapter of his life was a stepping stone, a crucial piece of the puzzle that formed the man we know today. His humble beginnings were not a weakness, but a strength. They taught him the value of hard work, the importance of community, and the unyielding power of hope. The turning point in his life was not a sudden shift, but a gradual realization. A realization that he was not defined by his circumstances, but by his dreams and his unwavering determination to make them come true. This realization propelled him into the university years, a time of intellectual growth and personal discovery. The world of Wall Street, a place often seen as a symbol of power and success, was not handed to him on a silver platter. It was a world he had to fight to enter, a world that he had to prove he belonged in. But John was not deterred. He was driven by his dream, fueled by his determination, and guided by his resilience. The climb to the top was not a smooth one. It was riddled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of self-doubt. But John did not let these challenges deter him. He viewed them as opportunities for growth, as stepping stones towards his ultimate goal. He knew that every setback was a setup for a comeback, and every failure was a lesson in disguise. His legacy is not just his success, but the path he paved for others to follow. He has shown that no dream is too big, no obstacle too great, and no journey too long. He has shown that it's not where you come from, but where you're going that matters. His journey is a testament to the power of dreams. Dreams that are not just wishful thinking, but actionable plans. Dreams that are nurtured with determination, resilience, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Dreams that are brought to life through hard work, perseverance, and an unyielding spirit. John's journey is not just his story, but the story of countless others who dare to dream, who dare to believe, and who dare to make a difference. It is a story of hope, a story of courage, and a story of triumph. It is a story that reminds us that no matter where we come from, no matter what obstacles we face, we have the power to create our own path, to write our own story, and to make our dreams come true. From the streets of the ghetto to the top of Wall Street, John's journey is a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of dreams.